Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Becoming Her podcast. So, this time around, we are going to be deliberating on very important topics because of the burden in my heart. I have so much burden that I have to share, and I have so much to tell you guys. Now, firstly, is that we all have problems. When someone was saying this thing where people like say they share problem, give everybody, I'm not joking, it's true. We all have what we are dealing with. Even the richest men in the world that you be like, okay, this person is rich and this person does not have problem, it's a lie. We all have so many things that we are not talking about. We are all broken. When I was speaking to a friend of mine yesterday, and he was telling me how after the experience he had, he doesn't believe in love again. He doesn't even believe that love exists. He's not even ready to try it. He doesn't even want to mingle with anybody. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. He doesn't want to do anything at all. Like, he just wants to be left alone. And I also remember having another conversation with a group of ladies when I went to make my hair, and they were saying the same thing about the fact that this world is just a trauma-based society where we are just recycling pain over and over and over again. And I thought to myself, what this person is saying is true, because I also feel like, in fact, you hear this thing where they say they are no longer good people, like good people no longer exist. I'll tell you for a fact, what had happened in the world of today is not as though that they are no longer good people, but the good people have had so many bad experiences that had made them to now almost become bad people, because they don't want anything to happen to them again. So it's almost like a defense mechanism, because they feel like everybody is bad. You hear a case of maybe someone that was faithful in a relationship and stayed through the course of time and found out that the partner cheated. What the person now does after breaking up with the partner is that the person is now going to go and date other people just to cheat with them with several other people, and we are just recycling the same thing. Or you hear of people, what they now do these days is they find out their partner cheated and they want to cheat back, because after all, since it's cheating that we are all doing, so let us cheat back. And you find out that we are now having a more deformed society. Or you hear people, when you want to meet someone for an advice, like even when you're giving the person an experience of something good happening to you, maybe relationship wise or something good happening to you, the person will be telling you that this thing is red flag. Why? Because the person has never really experienced anything good happen for the person, so the person really just feels like every other person is just camouflaging and the person's real color will soon come out. And maybe because of our experiences, where we've had people showcased to be good people, but because they want something that they want to get from us, not because they are actually good people, right? But because they want to get something, and they have this thing where they'll tell you, okay, they'll have to pretend for a while before they can now show you your true color, because they want to get something. And then you now find out that it makes us all broken. See, if you sit down with people to hear their stories, my dear, you're going to cry. You're going to weep. In fact, I remember a particular day when I was just crying about the pains that I have gone through and why life had to make me go through some very turbulent times. And do you know that was how somehow I had someone that called me, and when the person gave me a story and narrated what had happened to her, Obeni, I stood up and I became a bit better. Why did I become a bit better? I realized that everybody is going through something, and I don't even realize that what I'm even calling a problem, compared to what the person is going through, I've not even seen anything. Like, I've literally not seen anything. And that is the truth of what is going on in the world today. We are all broken. We all have so many things that is going on in our head that we don't have anybody to talk about. There are times when most people have even gotten suicidal. Like, there are times when you just don't want to continue living life, because why am I living? Like, you ask yourself, what exactly is the point of living when people are just going to keep hurting you? Maybe it's even a case where maybe the person that caused you pain is a relation, someone you see often. Maybe it's your boss you work with in the office. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's just someone that you cannot really get rid of because of the relationship you have with the person. Maybe, like, it's just, I don't know how to really explain it. And it's different when you're going through a pain and the person that caused you pain, you're not seeing the person. At least it's a different ball game when you're not having a close relationship or close contact with this person. In that case, this thing where you can heal in absence of what, like, the person. But then what if the person that caused you pain is who you still have to talk to every day, maybe because he's a parent, or maybe someone you already have a child with, or maybe someone that maybe obviously you guys are already, like, maybe you guys are divorced, but because of you guys have to co-parent, so this person is still in the picture. Maybe obviously because you have given birth to a child for the man, maybe because of it you're already seeing the man's gene in the child, so it's not as if you can discard the child. And every day you wake up and you are teary, every day you wake up and you are crying, every day you wake up and you do not know what exactly to do. I'm trying to explain to you something, because one of the reasons that life had to toughen me was maybe because of the family I came from, that I just decided that, see, let life get out, because I don't really understand why I was even existing. So I'm not trying to tell you that this pain is not understood, or I do not feel the feelings of how the pain had caused you so much scar. Do you notice something about pain? When you're giving someone a narration of a painful situation that happened to you, do you notice that when you're giving the person the painful situation, like, you can remember exactly what happened to you? In fact, as you're telling the person the story, you're replaying it in your head, exactly the issue. And it's almost as though your brain is reliving it again, and you start to have panics from those pain. I understand that obviously maybe when you cut yourself, right, even after cutting yourself, there will still be a scar that will show that place where you wounded, like, there was a scar that happened there, correct? Now, after cutting yourself, the scar remains. So what this explains, even in the terms of pain, is that when we go through emotional pain, we are still left with scars. And in fact, those scars are what now makes us not want to mingle with people. See, I talk about the pain I went through because after going through the pains that I went through, that made me to say, okay, see, I was able to come out of this, right? It means there are other people that are going through the same thing, and they also want help. I feel like everybody also obviously wants to be helped. And the reason I am talking about this is to make you understand that I feel your pain and I understand. Yes, even when I say I understand that nobody really understands more than the person wearing the shoe. They used to say a person will wear shoe, know where the thing they pain am for. So no matter how someone explains to you the person's situation, you cannot really understand than you going through that same thing. But I want you to understand something. Yes, you went through pain. Yes, it was tough. Sometimes when I think about my past, when I think about some issues, all I just do is cry. I remember one day I was crying so badly on my bed that I just kept on hitting my bed so badly, and I was asking God why. I understood that you cannot really question God, but I just did not understand why. Like, it felt like I wanted to get the why to my answer of why things were going the way it was going. I was even asking myself, is it that I'm not good enough? Is it that I'm not being faithful enough? Is it that there's something wrong about my life? What exactly? Why is it that everything I do, there's still a problem about it, even when I'm doing it with all my heart? Why? And so devastating for me that I just did not know what else to do. Up until I just had a quiet time where I just said a silent prayer, and something just said to me to start praising God. Like, despite it all, like, I should just start praising God, that even in the midst of chaos, I should just understand that God is the only way out of it. But I want you to understand something, because this is the same thing I told myself when I was going through my very most difficult moments of my life. I asked myself a question. I said, okay, now you don't want to love again because someone hurt you and broke your heart. Are you going to give that person the key to your life? That your father touched you or your mother did something to you that was so bad and was so painful that now you don't want. Are you going to give them the key to your life? Are they now going to be the drivers of your life? No. It's your life. You own this life. It belongs to you. Someone else cannot tell you how to live your life than the way you tell yourself how to live your life. I told myself, see, even if 10 people, 20 people want to break my heart, see, after they finish breaking my heart, I will dust my shoe and I will still love again. I will still believe in love again. I will still do everything I'm doing with my whole heart, because at the end of the day, if you take away love from me, you've taken away Bethel. And I will not allow anybody on the face of this earth to take away what belongs to me. My life belongs to me. My achievement belongs to me. My purpose belongs to me. So I'm not going to sit down and while in depression, while the person that caused me pain is going around living his normal life. Does not even care that something happened to me. Does not even care that I'm devastated. I will now be crying. Like, I will just be crying, whereas the person I'm crying about does not care. In fact, the person I'm crying about has so many other victims. Like, he's still deceiving more other people, and I'm going to sit down and cry for someone else? No. I said it was at that moment I said to myself, see, nah, enough is enough. You know, if you don't ever come to the realization where enough becomes enough, you keep allowing the devil ruin your life. I am not excusing the pains you have been through. I'm not saying that they are not deep pains that cannot even be explained. I'm not also saying that you are going to get over it in one day. I'm not also saying it's going to take you. And in fact, I need you to understand something. Everybody's healing process is different. One person might take 4 months, 6 months to heal, and another person is taking 3 months to heal. We are all different. I want you to understand that there's a difference in the way we all heal. But when you want to heal, I want your healing to be intentional. That is why I don't find it funny when I hear people tell me that they are healing by using another person as a rebound. When you use people as rebounds, but you get angry when they want to use you as rebounds, but you know that you are not healed, you know that you are not at a good place, but you are now trying to lead people on. I feel like the best thing in life, I've always lived by a particular rule, and I feel like that rule is just the best way to live. What you don't want somebody to do to you, do not do it to another person. Period. That thing that you know that if someone does it to you, you are going to be angry, you are going to be pained. Do not do it to somebody else. That thing where you are just gossiping about another person, trying to tear people down. Someone is trying to be successful and all you want to do is to tear the person down. For what reason? Someone was asking me, okay, how do I make an impact in this world of today? Do you know what I just told the person? Just be kind. My dear, if all you do in this world of today is showing kindness, you have done enough. When I'm talking about kindness, I'm talking about the people around you. Because you cannot tell me you want to show kindness to outsiders, but the people around you are suffering. My dear, you are a wicked person. You cannot tell me you're talking about kindness, you're posting scriptures online, like every day I see you on NSPPD, you're posting what God cannot do does not exist, you're posting a lot of all those things, but your heart is as black as charcoal. But you don't even treat people well. You disrespect people, but you're posting NSPPD. Who are you deceiving? You are not deceiving me, you are deceiving yourself. Abi, should we talk about the people that live a two-faced life? When people are watching you, you are doing a different thing. When they are not watching you, you are doing a different thing. Why? I don't really understand why. I want to end this episode. I'm going to still talk more about this episode because it's a lot in my heart that I want to say. Sometimes even when I talk about it, I start to become very teary because it's a lot that I want to talk about. But I want to leave you with one thing. I want you to understand that you can actually get better. I need you to understand that your getting better starts with making an intentional decision to get better. I don't want you to let the enemy have charge over your life. It's going to be sad that you allow the enemy to take over your life. It's going to be sad that the people that caused you pain are living a normal life and your life is now being the one at shambles. I understand that most times, even when I tell people my story and they tell me forgive, I understand how forgive is a very difficult word. I understand how difficult that word forgive truly means. Like, I really do understand. But the only way to let go is by forgiving. Forgive those that hurt you. Just let them go from your mind. Just forgive them. Not because you still want to be in communication with them, but you want to let go of the pain you are feeling. You want your mind to be renewed. Most times when I go through some of those tough times, all I just do is sing praises, journal, listen to podcasts. I understand that even while I'm speaking on this podcast right now, there are so many people being affected that they don't have anybody to talk to. Speaking to someone yesterday, and the person was telling me how he swore, even on his mother's grave, that he will never confide in any single person at all again. That instead of him to confide in someone else, he rather carries that into the grave. That the last time he did it, they him up. And this is the situation of so many other people. We are scared of confiding in people because of our past experiences, and it's okay. But I want you to run to God. He said, "Come unto me, all ye that are heavy, and I will give you rest." I'm telling you the truth that the only rest you can get is the rest that comes from God. I'm telling you the truth that the rest that comes from God is going to be so everlasting that it's going to give you peace. Ladies, everyone listening to this podcast today, I want you to understand that you are not alone. I also want you to understand that the pain you're going through is valid. I also want you to understand that I love you very much and I want the best for you. And I believe by the grace of God, we are all going to achieve a better and a bright future. One last thing before I go. Remember, she heals, she evolves, and she rises. Stay tuned for more episodes about this. Thank you.